Guys, Chris here with Simply Japanese Maples. Hopefully you're staying cool in the hot summer temperatures. We've had lots of hot days here and for the most part have done a great job keeping all our trees in good shape, and we always send out trees that are in good shape, never trees that are bad. However, here's a little tree that just looks like, well, it looks like crap. So basically it's had quite a bit of leaf scorch and it just doesn't look good. So it's even lost the leaves, you know, on a number of these. So what do you do with that? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So basically, the biggest thing with when this happens is you don't want to take the leaves that are all burnt to a crisp off. And the reason for that is because now if we look closely here, we got this leaf and it's connected by a little stem to the main branch. Okay, this is called a petiole, which is, you know, you might want to just call it the leaf stem, but it's called a petiole, and it connects to the main branch. And in behind this, right at the junction between the branch, the main branch and the leaf petiole, is another bud. So when this falls off, there is another bud that becomes a leaf in waiting. And so what happens is if you take that leaf off, that's all scrunched up, then potentially, if it comes off too soon, you might damage the leaf bud that's in behind it. And so now suddenly you'll go from having a burnt, scrunched up leaf to now also having a damaged bud, potentially leaf, that is not going to grow. And so now you have no leaves. So what do you do when your plant looks like this? Well, there's not much you can do. What I suggest is basically carry on taking care of it as you do with the watering and all that stuff. You may have less watering needs now because, well, you might have less leaves. But the other thing is possibly you might want to move it into more of a sheltered location and give it a chance to sort of bounce back. So less hot sun, maybe less sun through the day until it can bounce back. Now, right now it's early September, and so there's a pretty good chance that these leaves, these little buds, are not going to grow this year, and they're not going to grow until next spring. Now, if this happens earlier in the summer, there is a good chance that this could bounce back and you'll get all kinds of new growth, but this time of year you may not. And that's fine. So it's just going to look like, well, crap until next year, but that's just how it goes. So I'm going to show you a couple others here just to get a sense of what we're talking about. So here's Germain's gyration. Now this one, you can see, looks horrible. It's just really, all the little tips of all the leaf lobes just look horrible. They're all curled up and there's not much I can do about it. You can see some of the new light green new growth coming in. But yeah, there's really not much you can do. Once it's done, it's done. Now this can happen, you know, we have hundreds of trees here to look after, and occasionally you might have a tree or a few trees that maybe they were underwatered one day, maybe they were underwatered a second time, consecutive time, and you have those hot temperatures, it's just going to get, it's susceptible at that point now to getting that leaf scorch. Now the same thing can happen with too much watering, but yeah, so, but anyways, so it looks like not much I can do. Can't sell it until next year, but basically it's not the end of the world. Leave those leaves on in the fall or the winter, they'll blow off, and by next year you're going to have new leaves. Another one that did look terrible is this yellow cascade. So the whole upper canopy of this was just absolutely nuked. Being a yellow leaf cultivar, it's a lot more sensitive to sun and heat. So it absolutely got nuked and looked like crap. I took it out of its location, put it in a bit more sheltered environment, and now you can see a lot of the lighter growth on here. That's all newer leaves, and it's really bounced back nicely. I still have those scrunchy leaves that were all burnt on there, and those will not get removed. I'll leave those, they'll fall off on their own. So guys, not the end of the world. Do your best, you know, shade cloth, move plants into other locations, reduce the amount of sun and heat they're going to get when you have those hot temperatures. And if it just so happens that you get the leaf scorch on your leaves, do not pull them off. Just leave them on there. It looks like crap, but just leave them on there. And again, if it's early summer, you'll get new growth. If it's late summer, you might not until the next spring. SimplyJapaneseMaples.ca is where you find our trees and all kinds of good stuff. You find us on YouTube and all our super interesting videos we put out. Thanks, guys, as always, for tuning in, and until next time.